Hey everyone, me again, the one and only, reviving a series I started up a few months ago, TheJuan&Only's Top 5. There's a ton of hype surrounding the upcoming Apple event set to take place in just a couple of days. So before all this new tech is released, I figured I'd share a fun little video with you guys on my top 5 favorite Hermes bands that are currently in my collection. By the way, I do want you guys' feedback on this series. I want to make it clear, the top 5 series is not exclusive only to Apple Watch bands. If you guys want to see any future top 5s related to tech, simply drop your suggestions down below. Now, for those of you that own authentic Hermes bands, you know that these bands are extremely bougie and feel amazing on the wrist. Hermes is a luxury brand after all, and has been in the business of marketing to a more affluent customer base. For this reason, I understand an Hermes band is way out of reach for the average consumer. However, if you can stomach the insane price tag of well over $300 per band, you'll be pleasantly surprised at how these bands elevate your Apple Watch swag by 20 levels. I'm lucky to have collected several Hermes bands over the years. So here's my list of confirmed bands that I own that I wanted to share with you guys because the Hermes line of bands are in a league of its own. So without further ado, let's get the show on the road. Alright, before we start, I want to go ahead and apologize because some of the names of these bands are French, and I will most likely completely butcher some of the names. But don't worry, I'll make sure to give these bands all the praise they deserve. Within the Hermes bands, there are mostly two types of bands: leather bands and the newer jumping single tour bands, which resemble Apple's very own woven nylon bands that have been discontinued for a few years now. So, starting us off at number 5 is a band that is a singular color all the way through. But man, is it a unique one. This is Bamboo. Released in the fall of 2020, this emerald colored band in this gorgeous supple leather is sure to turn heads everywhere you go. Not only is it unique, but the stainless steel lugs make it appear even more pristine than it already is. Now, I wasn't able to catch this gorgeous band through Apple when it originally released, but one day, I was just going through Hermes' website for funsies and happened to spot this beaut and had to buy it immediately. Green is not only my favorite color, but it's also a great color to add some vibrancy to your overall fit. And for that reason, it lands a spot within my top 5. Next up at number 4 is a band that was only recently released in the spring of this year. That is the Atalage Single Tour. This band is a classic color that pairs well with whatever fit you may have, whether it's your favorite dress-up shirt, a nice polo, or heck, even a plain white tee. The color is a darker and richer coffee color that sets itself apart from the traditional saddle brown. What I like about this one is it appears like a saddle brown color that has patinaed to perfection. And another thing that I like is this metal bar that allows the geometry of the entire watch plus band setup to somehow seem elevated. I initially roasted this fact, but the raised connection gives the watch a nice understated update. The fact that these bands are handmade in France from buttery smooth Byrrhenia leather only adds to its allure. To round everything out, the band is just so versatile with its dark and rich color that is impossible for it to go unnoticed on the wrist. At number 3, we have an Hermes band that has an intricate design that is thrown into the mix of the feel of the band and actually was featured in my pilot episode for my top 5s, and that is the Noir Bleu Electrique. Released in the fall of 2021, this band is part of the Circuit H single tour line, which features bands with this awesome contrasting chain link design that makes the band look and feel ultra unique. This isn't the first time Hermes and Apple partner up with a band that isn't just a singular color, and for this one, the dark colored lugs allow this band to look extra clean and sexy on darker colored casings. Even then, this Noir band even looks great on the stainless steel variant Apple Watches. Normally, I'm totally against non-matching metal inserts with different colored casing colors. Typically, I tend to think it overall looks very tacky, but on this combination, it's really hard to hate. And now, deviating away from the leather bands, at number 2 is a loud and bombastic band that screams for attention. This band is part of the Jumping Single Tour line and is called Blue Safir/Orange and was released in the spring of 2021. What I truly am in awe about this band is just how well the rich and frenetic orange pairs up so well with the darker and cooler blue. It's as if these two colors are meant to be together forever. One complements the other so well. The blue tames the orange just a tad, but the orange adds some life to the pairing with the sapphire blue color. I also really like the jumping single tour line for the intricate design that can be found on the band, with the iconic and prominent Hermes H being featured on this band. And best yet, yes, it does have silver lugs, but honestly, this band pairs well with darker colored casings thanks to the darker blue, but also pairs exceptionally well with the other lighter casing colors thanks to the more energetic orange. Now, one last thing. I am a fan of the brighter bands, but I know some band lovers and bandaholics detest the flashy band combos. So if flashy bands aren't your forte, this one may not be up your alley, despite it being my second favorite Hermes band that I own. And now for my favorite Hermes band in my collection. At number 1, it's similar to entry number 3 on the list, only in a different color palette. I truly love Hermes bands that feature a design within the band. Don't get me wrong, the singular colored leather bands are nice and clean looking, but the leather bands with a design within gives an added touch that is unmatched in the Apple Watch Band realm. This band is also a part of the Circa H line and is called Biscuit Bleu Electrique. First off, the wonderful tan, almost taupe-like color is super fun. It's like a lighter saddle brown, and I know I'm biased, but I really like how the predominant tan color of the band pairs up against my skin color. Given that I tan extremely easily, this band complements my skin color quite well. At least I tend to think so. And then, once again biased here, but I feel the electric and bright blue link design looks pretty gnarly against my tattoos as well. It's like a design within a design for both the band and my arm. Even if you don't have tattoos, this design will pop out in a way you haven't seen before unless you get to see this bad boy up close and personal. I kid you not, every single time I wear this band, there's at least one person that compliments it. It's truly that amazing. Given that it has stainless steel inserts, it pairs best with the lighter colored casing colors, especially on, of course, stainless steel. And so there you have it, guys. A lot of you drop comments and are interested in the Hermes line of bands. Whether it's the clout surrounding them, the price tag, or the fact that they downright look bougie, the Hermes line is in a league of its own. I tend to think that these bands are well worth the money because of the craftsmanship and durability of the materials that goes into these bands. If you own any Hermes bands, drop down a comment with your all-time favorite. As always, also drop a like so that this video reaches more bandaholics' eyes. As I mentioned, the Apple event is only hours away, and of course, we are expecting to see a plethora of new Apple Watch bands, and you already know my channel is the best spot on the entire internet to view all of these new bands. Comment down your suggestions for future top 5s down below, and with that, I'm clocking out for now, but I cannot wait to catch you all in my next video.